All right, cool. Planned stage weekly meeting, 1st of March, 2023. Kushal.
Hi everyone. I already introduced Joseph in our plan channel, but yeah, please join me welcoming Joseph to product planning. He moves into product planning team from managed integrations as a senior backend engineer. He's been with GitLab for over 3 years, so new to the team, not really new to the company. So Joseph, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself?
Yeah, thank you, Kushal. I joined last week, but I'm gonna be with the foundations team, I think, for 2 milestones on loan, and then I'll come back. But I think you'll see me around in March request so that I can catch up on what you've all been doing. Yeah, I think I've already met a few of you in some MRs, and I'll be scheduling coffee chats to chat with everyone in the coming weeks. I wrote a bit about myself in the doc. Yeah, I'm in the Netherlands. Moved here in 2021, but I'm from Kenya originally, and I was in support for the first part of my GitLab career. I can see Ben is on the call. We worked together in the support team, and then last year I moved over to the integrations team. Yeah, so that's me.
Very welcome, Joseph. I haven't been anywhere near as good at setting up the new plan knowledge teams. So Cassio, Naman, Himanshu, and Yanis's welcome will be in a future plan meeting. Stay tuned for that. But I won't put them on the spot right now by asking them to introduce themselves and all that extra stuff. We'll leave all the good stuff for 2 weeks when it's hopefully in all of their time zones again. Sound good? Does anyone want to go now? Anyone want to get it over with? Cassio, Naman, Yanis? Awesome. Okay, great. Yeah, build the anticipation for a couple of weeks from now. Yeah, definitely a reason to come back to the plan weekly meeting in 2 weeks. Awesome. All right, Kushal, you have the next one as well then.
Yeah, before I do that, I just noticed that Donald was driving and also attending this call. So I hope he's pulled over before going seeing the rest of the agenda getting discussed. Yeah, so since we don't have any demos, just I'm basically going to share it. So basically, we are introducing a new feature to work items that is toggling the notifications on work items, much like how we do for issues, MRs, and epics. So the question is, what do we name this widget? Because naming is hard. So we are basically we are inclining towards one particular widget name, but I've linked the issue. So feel free to chime in your thoughts because it is a first Boolean widget. Like all the widgets that we have had so far are essentially input type fields, but this will be just Boolean. And Eugenia can expand more on the thought process behind the widget.
Yes, don't know if we have to discuss this or if we want to, but basically one of the reasons why this is hard to name is because it behaves quite differently to the existing widgets, and the information it returns and the action it provides is a bit different to what we have. So this might be an opportunity to set a standard of how we want to mention these name these widgets in the future. For example, we would have confidentiality and also lock an issue. Those are things that are also like behaves like a toggle and that will return true or false. So in that case, maybe we can agree on a naming and start applying it now. But anyone can, they can vote on the comment, that's the easiest way, or just add a new proposal, or any feedback would be great. Thanks.
All right, if there's nothing else, I'll move on to my item. So I wanted to bring visibility to an OKR that we have this quarter. The link is there, and it's around basically making sure work items are aligned to Pajamas, our design system. And as you all know, aligning to Pajamas is a way that we're bringing consistency to end users and deeply tied to SUS. So in the past, I know that we've deviated from our design system basically to optimize for making timelines, which I think is not necessarily a bad decision, but what I'd like us to do is just be more diligent around recording instances when our design system doesn't meet our needs and working with the team, with the Pajamas team, to record that and make changes to our design system if needed. We're doing that as part of the OR filtering epic, where we're basically making changes to multi-select upstream, which is great because one, not everyone in the company can take advantage of that new pattern, and two, it elevates our design system. So just be on the lookout for those, submit issues to the design system team, and work with your designer when you encounter those situations, please. I don't know if Jackie, to put you on the spot a little bit, if there's anything else you want to say.
No, but thank you for saying that. That's really, I totally agree. We're going to be spending, like Melissa said, we're going to be spending a bunch of time this quarter going through through our stuff in plan and figuring out where we've diverged from the design system.
And as much as I'm now the one putting people on the spot.
Oh,
Oh, how the tables have turned.
no.
Okay, I'll jump on to the next one. Last minute entry from me. Sorry, taking liberties. Yeah, so how will we work to make OKRs generally available? Given that there are like open UX questions around, for example, how to create an objective and that kind of thing. We did some things that we wouldn't have otherwise done because it was completely internal. I believe the whole creating an objective from within an issue list like would not have been done if we were shipping it to customers. So I'm out of the loop a little bit. Do we have a single like list of things that we need to do to deliver this to customers? Do we not want to deliver it to customers for a while? What's the plan?
So I'll verbalize and someone can type. So we do want to make this generally available to customers. There's not a particular end date. And actually the owner for OKRs is Avalash from the SEG team. So we should sync with him to see what the list of capabilities are. But there's definitely some UX cleanup that we need to do. Like, for example, I would want us to complete the OKR for that modal to be aligned to Pajamas, at least having the list of deviations and making a decision based on that. And definitely what you mentioned with that create pattern, just having a path forward of, is that how we're going to do it for all work items? Is that what we're working toward, or is it something else? So that's definitely a decision point. But TLDR, we should talk to Avinash and our design system team, likely at the end of the quarter once we're through some of that UX OKR work. Not OKRs, OKR, but our goal, OKR.
So I had a follow-up question on that. So while I know that OKRs as a product may be under the ownership of SEG, but given that it is all work items underneath, any changes we do with regards to its UX is going to affect work items in general. So I believe the ownership of that will still remain with the plan stage. Yes?
That's correct. We'll continue to have a collaboration like we have up to this point, right? Where we built, for example, comments and labels and things like that, some of the shared components, and Avinash build the OKR specific things. It will continue to be a close collaboration like that.
I'm just going to link the roadmap of features that Avinash will be working on. So not specific to the work items kind of UX cleanup, but just for reference. So you can see I don't know for sure if he's planning on completing everything in the viable portion of the table before general availability, but that gives you an idea of the other things that he'll be working on while we're working on the kind of cleanup of work items related stuff.
Do you notice
Of
that
course.
the burger menu to convert these into tasks appears in the next table cell? Have you tried this? Like if you mouse over them, mouse over the checkboxes in the table cells, the burger menu appears. So I think it's called a burger menu. So I'm going to call it that. It appears in the next table cell. I'll open an issue.
Well, that's like a hacking checkbox. Are you talking about in the table?
Yeah, in the table in the epic that you shared around the maturity roadmap for OKRs.
Can you show me? Oh, I see. I see what it's doing. Yeah, that's like a hacky checkbox because we don't actually have checkboxes in tables. But yeah.
Cool. It's a kebab menu. Okay, nice. I will call it a kebab menu from now on. Well, this was going to be a short meeting. Making us look bad in front of all the new people. You know?
Short meetings aren't bad meetings. Sometimes short meetings are the best meetings.
True.
Yeah, it's a really short video. Make you look good.
Let me take this opportunity to introduce myself. Hello everyone, my name is Naman Gala. I am based out of India, Mumbai. I mean, I stay nearby Mumbai, but majorly people know Mumbai in India. I have around 10 years of experience in product development. I joined GitLab 4 months back, so I'm little new to GitLab as in pages. So we were previously in editors, create editors team. Then now we moved to plan knowledge. So basically I joined as a Go programmer and now learning Ruby as it's a basic requirement in GitLab. I mean, you can ask me anything anywhere. You can ping me on Slack. We can definitely collaborate and I'll send out coffee chat invites to you all to have a discussion. I mean, just get to know each other. Thank you so much.
Now
I
I think I
can
have to
go.
do it as well.
Go ahead. I'll go after you.
Sorry. My name is Cassio. I live in Dublin, well, near Dublin, Ireland. Yeah, John Hope's land. I've been in GitLab for 3 years and 2 months now. I started in GitLab just before the end of the world in January 2020 on the group import, and I stayed there for almost 2 years. And then I moved to group editor to work in the Pages product, where I had to learn Go, and I actually wrote very little Go up to now. I still writing a lot of Ruby. And now again, I'm moving to Plan Knowledge, where I don't know what I'll be writing, but I'll be probably working with a lot of Ruby and Go with Pages and the wiki feature. I'm very open as well. Ping me if you need anything. I don't work in linear hours. I'm very fuzzy on my day, so I work a little bit in the mornings and then a little bit in the afternoons and evenings. And I travel a lot, so not fixed time zones as well. Yeah, I think that's me. I like to play guitars and watch movies. That's me.
Don't think about it. Just say which one's better, Ruby or Go.
Ruby. I would say Elixir, but Ruby.
So Johnny, we're gonna start like a guitar-related argument here.
Let's hear
No.
from Jackie.
No arguments.
Hi everyone, I'm Jackie. I've been at GitLab now for almost 4 years. Will be 4 years in June. And I have been working on the fulfillment and growth teams up until now-ish. So quite different for me to work on plan, which is a lot more part of the core product, whereas I've been working on like trials and registrations and purchase flows and things like that. So I'm super excited. I live in Austin, Texas. And what else can I say about me? So I live in Austin. I prior to GitLab, I worked at Visa. And I also worked at a company called Rackspace, which some of you might know of because they do like hosting stuff. And I have a couple of dogs, and I like to cook and garden and have a lot of plants. Thanks, Amanda.
You and Melissa will get along with your love for plants.
Yeah. And Melissa and I work together on the same cloud. What was that called? Reach cloud portal thing at Rackspace. Control panel. Yeah, thank you. A long time ago, like probably more than 5 years ago.
More than 5 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Melissa and I probably need to compare plans. Like I can tell we already have a bunch of the same ones. Was there anybody else who wanted to do an intro?
I can do one.
Let's go, Yanis. Yanis only found out about this meeting like 45 minutes ago. So this is probably the most challenging for him, I think. Go on away, Yanis, go on.
I can talk about myself. I think I claimed that. No, I'm Yanis. I'm with GitLab for about 1.5 years, a little bit more. I joined in incubation engineering, and I had the Jamstack seg, where I was working a lot on the future of pages. So that's why I've been moved to plan pages, or plan knowledge. I hope I can continue in that role here. I'm actually a full stack engineer, so been working with Ruby, Go, front end, Vue.js a lot. I'm actually for hobbies. I'm currently getting a sailing license, so I'm trying to be able to sail sailboats. I live in Hamburg, Germany, which is very close to the sea. Yeah.
Do you sail like open ocean or just on the lake, or what type of sailing?
So right now I sail with a skipper on board, and he tells me go left, go right. So
nice.
My plan is to do coastal sailing to start with, because that's what my next license is going to allow.
Very cool.
Did you have to get your sea legs, or were you fine in a boat like the first time you went out?
I was fine the first time I went out. It was like I've always done it. You know, I used to do glider flying when I lived closer to the mountains. It's not a particular good option up here. So it's not that different from that.
That seems very different to me, flying versus sailing. But
I mean, it's one less dimension to work with. It's navigation and like the whole theory of wind and stuff like that, and meteorology is pretty much the same. The physics are very, very different, but yeah.
Consequences of failure are quite different, possibly.
Agree, yeah.
Well, this was really nice because I'm going to share this video with everyone who can't normally make the EMEA friendly portion of our team meeting. So it'll be really nice for everyone to get to know most of the new people who are joining Plan. We still have, I think, one or two others. Himanshu definitely hasn't been introduced yet, but yeah, so this will be really nice. I'm going to stop recording so we can continue to talk, but you know, it won't be the world's business on YouTube if we do.